kept his hands hidden in his pockets for most of his life because he was ashamed of a deformity that affected his wrists. But years later, those very same hands would be used to murder 4 young girls. Tsutomu Miyazaki was born in Tokyo, Japan in 1962, and he was born with a condition that left his wrists fused, making it difficult for him to rotate his wrists or even really just fully use his hands at all. Friends say that as he got older, he got more withdrawn and more socially isolated from everybody. Between August 1988 and June 1989, 4 girls between the age of 4 and 7 disappeared around Western Tokyo. Each of these girls had been abducted while playing very close to their own homes, and their disappearances terrified parents across Japan, and unfortunately, it got even more disturbing. They had been SA'd, murdered, and in some cases, some of their remains had been sent back to their families. In one case, investigators said that the killer had mailed a box containing cremated bone fragments, baby teeth, and a postcard to a victim's family. On the 23rd of July 1989, the killer attempted to abduct another young girl from a park, but luckily, this time her father saw what was happening. He confronted this man who fled the scene, but after believing he'd got away with it, he returned to get his car that he had abandoned when he was fleeing. But the police were waiting there for him, knowing that he would probably return. Tsutomu was arrested, and when detectives searched his home, they discovered thousands of videotapes and magazines containing horror films, violent material, and recordings that he'd actually also made himself. The discovery led Japanese media to nickname him the Otaku Murderer, which many people argued that calling him that unfairly stigmatized an entire community because otaku means a person with an intense and obsessive interest in a specific hobby, but it's mostly innocent things like anime and manga and video games, not murdering young girls. During questioning, Tsutomu confessed to the murders, although his mental state became a major issue during the case. Different psychiatric experts reached different conclusions about whether or not he actually understood the nature of his crimes. Despite those disagreements, the court ultimately ruled that he was criminally responsible, and in 1977, Tsutomu was sentenced to death. After years of appeals and after years of time passing since these crimes were committed, he was executed by hanging in June 2008.